Hadit, Sage Lissert Sadni, Saikana Lashabu Yenka Dene Keo. Hello, my name is Sage Lissert. I am a carrier woman from the Lake Babine Nation. I'm the National Youth Ambassador for the Moose Hide campaign, and I'll be your host today. Welcome to our Indigenous TikTok workshops. We welcome Theland Kicknosway to our virtual workshop space. Theland is a 17-year-old activist, educator, dancer, and so much more. He's doing incredible things, and we are so grateful to have him here with us to tell us about some of them. Here's a sneak peek at some of his videos on TikTok. Wow, another huge thank you to Theland for helping educate the world and sharing his culture with us. Now let's hear from Theland in a Q&A interview.
All right, awesome. So I'll first introduce myself in my native language, which is Anishinaabe Mowin. So, Buju ani tanse kwe kwe wache sego nimki banoje kapisi samat napisis indigenous kaz mine gun do dem kajanong donjaba. So what I said was my English name is Theland Kicknosway. I'm Cree and Potawatomi from Wapule Island First Nation, Kajanong territory. I'm part of the Wolf Clan. I'm 17 years old, and I was born and raised on Algonquin territory in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. And I'm very, very blessed to be here today, and just really appreciate it. So, Chimigwach, thank you.
17 years old. Okay, and you have like 377,000 some followers on TikTok. What was the process leading up to this? And like, did you see this coming? Like, did you expect this?
Yeah, so I mean, I definitely didn't expect like this amount of followers and just people just like wanting to interact. Like, this is absolutely crazy. I never thought of that. When I first joined TikTok back in November 2019, I just started out scrolling through my For You page, and you can scroll on there for hours, right? If you have TikTok, you know what I mean. And trust me, I've gotten into this kind of loop where you just scroll for hours, and then there's so many different videos. But yeah, so when I joined, I didn't really see actually too many native content or indigenous content on there. And so I was like, oh, okay, all right, yeah. So maybe I can try and do my own kind of content, put my own twist on trends, or introduce and try and bring awareness to my culture and try and, you know, showcase my indigenous, you know, like my indigenous culture in a good way so that people will be able to learn something. I first started off creating like just some really like humorous videos, some like, you know, indigenous comedy videos, and, you know, just trying to see, just like testing the water, like what do people want to see, and, you know, what would kind of, you know, be funny to put out and be funny to make. And then, yeah, after a while, back in, I'd say May, I think it was May 2020, I put out a video explaining the significance of braids to indigenous people. And I think that video, it's got over 5 million views. And that was kind of like the video that really started to, you know, kind of set the pace of like how my TikTok page was going to be. And so it was kind of from there I made that decision that, okay, well, people like learning and they want to be educated on different things surrounding my culture. So I said, why not bring that to this social media platform and describe these things in a 15 to 60 second video. So I've been doing that ever since, trying to bring some awareness and showcase a little bit about my culture to TikTok. And, you know, I'm very grateful for all of the people who have followed me along the way. So yeah, I'm just very blessed to be on this journey. And it's like so cool to see that all of these people from different parts of the world are like interacting with my videos that they maybe just seen while they were scrolling. So that's super like interesting to me and super awesome that people are learning a little bit every single day just by scrolling through, TikTok, and just by seeing myself or other indigenous or non-indigenous people's videos explaining something that means or something that is important to them. So the way that I'm able to showcase my culture is through, indigenizing trends, or, even showing off a little bit of my braids, or explaining the significance of the different regalia pieces that I wear. And so all of these videos, all of the interactions that I have from numerous and thousands of people around the world, that means a lot to me. And it's super cool that, we're able to make such a huge impact with just something that we carry in our pocket.
It's crazy that you're only 17 and you're still in high school. Like, what was that? What was it like being in high school and then blowing up on TikTok? Like, were your peers like, did they know? Like, did they see this on TikTok and they were like, whoa, we go to school with him?
Yeah, so it's actually pretty interesting. So at the time that I started to like blow up on TikTok, was back in May. And we were like 2 months into quarantine at that time. So, I wasn't actually at school when all this happened. I think I maybe went to school with, let's say it was like March 2020. So I probably had like maybe like 10,000 followers at that point. Um, and so like, but I like for myself, I never walk around like my school. I never walk around anywhere saying like, yeah, this is me. I deserve some sort of respect because I have this many followers. It's not that way of thinking for me. And that's like those were the teachings that I was taught, is like, we're equal as everybody else. So for myself, it was never that I had like a chip on my shoulder. It was nothing that I was walking around boasting all of these things like, oh, look at these followers I have on this social media app. It was kind of this way of thinking of saying, well, all of these followers could go away if I delete the app, or if I get rid of this, or this could happen, and all of this could be gone, but I would still be the same person tomorrow. So it's kind of that way of thinking of, yeah, it's really cool to have like followers, and it's really, it's pretty interesting to see that you're able to engage with so many different people across the world. But I think it's also that calming yourself down and saying, okay, you have this, but you're not that big. This is something that, you just continue to live your life, just continue doing errands around the house. Like my mom still yells at me for not doing the laundry, or for like not doing the dishes. So, it's like, it's just something that's I take a lot of pride in, that I'm very grateful for, and appreciative of all these people that have following my journey and other indigenous content creators' journeys. But yeah, it's just that way of thinking that, it's all of us together. This is not just me, it's all of us together. So, we're able to do this. We're all learning together. So that's just my way of thinking.
For sure. And Indigenous TikTok is like such a community. Like, I just love it. Like, as soon as you kind of mention it, like everyone knows all the Indigenous TikTokers, and it's like just wild to see like this community form in such a time during COVID, when we have this lack of community and socialization, but yet a new community is kind of being born in this super new way online. It's mind-blowing. So you're also a really strong activist for Indigenous issues, including missing and murdered Indigenous women, girls, and Two-Spirited people. Tell us about some of the projects you have going on with your activism.
Yeah, so ever since I was about 9 years old, I've always been trying to raise awareness about missing and murdered Indigenous women, girls, and Two-Spirited people in our community and across Turtle Island, or Canada, or North America. And so, for myself, it was that like my parents, I told them, where did the children of the missing and murdered Indigenous women go? And they couldn't really answer that question. So we had to go to different members in our community who kind of maybe had the answer, or who had a solution to the answer. And so I went to my auntie Bridget Tolley, and she kind of just said, it's tough because her mother was struck by the SQ, which is the Quebec Police, back in I think 2000 or 2001. And so she was the child of, and she was the family of one of the victims. And so, you know, for her and for other loved ones out there that, you know, have been affected by this epidemic, you know, as a young Indigenous male and young Indigenous young man, I wanted to raise awareness to such a cause and show other Indigenous men, that boys and men, that, you know, we have to protect our women, we have to protect our girls. And, you know, it's something that it's not going to take just one person, it's all of us. And we can all make a difference as long as we stand side by side together like brothers and sisters, and all of our beautiful people together. And so, you know, from there to have like this kind of thinking of, yeah, okay, well, we can get work done together, but what's the actual work and what's the action that we're going to take? So at about 10 years old, I was like, okay, well, I was talking to my auntie Bridget and my mother, and I said, well, what if we run across Canada? And my mother, she's like, okay, whoa, hold on. She's like, Canada's really big for a 10-year-old. And so we scaled it down, and we decided that we were going to run to my auntie Bridget's house. And she lives in Kitigan-Zibi, Quebec, and I live in Ottawa. But we wanted to embark on this journey, which is 134 kilometers to her house. And you know, I said, you know, we're just gonna run to your house, and we're going to do this. We're gonna maybe put up like some posts on Facebook, and just to see, you know, just try and raise funds to, you know, Families of Sisters in Spirit, which is a nonprofit grassroots organization that my auntie Bridget is a co-founder to. And we were able to raise, I think, like $1,000 or $2,000 the first year. And then the next year we compiled and we created a team, which we called Team Theland. And we all did the same run. And every year it kept on getting bigger. And so that was really, it was a unique opportunity and experience. And I'm very glad that we were able to have so many people come together. And, you know, we're all affected by this epidemic, the MMIW and 2S. And we all know someone, or we know someone who was been affected. And, you know, I think it's something that it happens in all of our communities, and it's even happening to this day. And, you know, it's something that we can only do so much, but the best thing that we can do is raise awareness, take action, and, you know, just keep on being yourself, and just be proud of who you are. And one thing that my mother always shared with me that I want to share with people is that, you know, don't be afraid, or don't feel fear to go out in the world and leave your mark, you know? So I think it's just, it's something that is a continuous journey that we're all walking on. And the words of my auntie Bridget Tolley, she said, we keep on putting one foot in front of the other, and we keep on moving forward. So that's kind of just of the things that I wanted to share. Also, I'll be running across Canada this year, 2021. I'm going to be starting in Vancouver, and we're going to run to my home to Ottawa. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've been training, and I'm going to continue that. And you know, I've talked to a couple of people who have already embarked on this journey of running across and biking across Canada. And you know, I'm just learning some tips and listening to advice that they're sharing. And I'm looking forward to it. But I know it's going to be a journey. It's going to be a struggle, but it's something that it's for a greater cause, and it's to raise awareness to something that, you know, I'm very passionate about, bringing that to the forefront of everything. So yeah, it's a lot, but, you know, I think it's a conversation, and conversations that need to happen, that I'm glad that we're able to talk about and speak about openly and freely. So thanks for giving me that time to share that.
The moose hide pin is a symbol to raise awareness of the high rates of violence against Indigenous women and children in Canada. We estimate that with every person who wears a pin, 10 people will ask what it means. You are taking the first step in concrete action by wearing the pin and helping spread awareness, as well as pledging to live non-violently and to stand up against violence. If a friend, relative, or stranger asks you about the pin, what are some things you can tell them to help them understand its purpose?
Do you have any advice for youth who want to make a positive impact in the world, especially using TikTok, or just any sort of last things that you want youth to know?
I think one thing that I would want youth, younger and older, to know is that you're able to do so much, and you know, just the power of having just the teachings that you were taught as a child, or even if you weren't taught, having that motivation to go out there and learn every single day. Like our minds as youth and children, our minds are expanding and growing every single day. So the more information that you're able to learn, and that knowledge that you learn is super important. That will not only help yourself, but when you become a parent, your children will understand this and learn this as well. So it's super important, even if it's just like little things. They all add up in the end. If you have good internet connection, you have a phone, or a computer, a laptop, whatever, you can do so much different things with that, and you can make such an impact in your community, in your world. And it's something where just go out and do it. Like my mother said, don't be afraid, just go and do it, and just give her, honestly. Yeah. I think just keep on being deadly. You're indigenous, your blood is amazing. We have a long line of ancestors who are watching down on us very proudly. So everything that you're doing right now is amazing, and continue on that good journey, on that good path, and we'll be able to all inspire and motivate together. So yeah, miigwech.
Another huge thank you to Theland Kicknosway. You're doing incredible things, and we all can't wait to follow your journey. To all our workshop participants, we hope you're feeling inspired and ready to be change makers. We encourage you to use your moose hide pin to create your own TikTok and raise awareness to the high rates of violence against Indigenous women and children. Here are some sample TikToks, but feel free to get creative. Remember to use the hashtag MooseHideCampaignDay. Thank you so much, and stay safe.